Welcome back to another video. Been sitting on this one for a while. SCP-2501, the Claw Safe Telekinetic SCP by the Volgan. So shout out to the Volgan if you want me to take down any of my videos. I do not mind. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sending out a lot of love. And as always, you know, I should start saying in my videos, message me or DM me video requests. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I know they'll still be down in the comments, but I'm gonna start saying it like that. Just want to start getting them, you know, a little funneled through certain things. Yeah, Instagram is best, Twitter is best too, whatever. Subscribe if you want to become a founder. Dude, the founders just sound so dope. But okay, let's get into it. No more time wasted. Let's go. I haven't watched the SCP in a minute. The Claw. The Volgan. The Claw.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-2501.
Kind of looks like the portal
Object
gun.
Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2501 is to be kept in Storage Vault 3H at Research Site 45. Only personnel with special exemption keycards will be allowed to access SCP-2501. However, the use and/or misuse of SCP-2501 is strictly prohibited, punishable up to termination. All previous documentation regarding SCP-2501 is to be kept on high-security Foundation servers. Because of the destructive potential of SCP-2501, special exemption keycards will only be granted under special authorization from the O5 Council. Description.
Thought I accidentally ended up pausing it. The O5... You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna save my comment for later.
SCP-2501 is a mechanical gauntlet designed to be adapted to a human hand and forearm. SCP-2501 is made of an unknown lightweight material and is powered through unknown means.
Imagination.
SCP-2501 shows no markings or numbers to give any indication of an origin or manufacturer. SCP-2501 appears to be in need of maintenance, although knowledge of repairing certain defective mechanisms is currently beyond Foundation researchers. A key-operated safety switch is installed on the underside of SCP-2501, although it appears to be defective due to the key being dislocated inside the lock cylinder, thereby keeping it affixed in the position labeled with the word "on" in Russian. There is also a slightly corroded rotary control knob located on the left side of the wrist. This knob is located to the furthest clockwise position and will not turn counterclockwise. The setting labels are too worn to be decipherable but are hypothesized to be numbers in increasing range. SCP-2501's anomalous properties manifest when a user inserts his or her arm into the socket and engages the claw-like mechanism at the opposite end.
So right now it's sounding pretty cool. Apologies ahead of time if I don't have much to say. I don't really. I actually thought about this ahead of time with certain objects that will be safe or not. You know, they're still interesting to hear about. I don't know how much I'll comment on them, but like almost like what I'm hoping for in this video is maybe it won't happen, and if it doesn't happen, that's completely fine. But instances where using the claw has gone completely wrong, then that'll be pretty cool. So it's we're still getting the background on it, so let me just pay attention.
When held in front of the user's face, SCP-2501 is able to exert an extreme amount of pressure on an object within the perspective of the user in relation to the claw-like mechanism. No upper limit on the amount of pressure SCP-2501 can exert has yet been observed.
Damn.
SCP-2501 is not able to perform more dexterous functions beyond rapidly opening and closing. Distance from the user to an object does not affect the end result, neither does density or size of the object. The object during this process always behaves as if two invisible forces are exerting against it at opposite ends, to the point of structural failure. Using SCP-2501 on media such as fluids or gases has no effect. The following information requires a Level 2 access. Experimental Test Logs 2501-11. Subject: Research Technician using SCP-2501 on designated...
I'm gonna ask this, right? Oh, I paused it at 333. Perfect. 333. Look at, we're in alignment right now. Do you guys mind if I speed it up? So usually, you know, I've had this talked about in my Critical Role videos in the past, and I've introduced some people into watching their videos usually faster. Do you mind if I put it to 1.25? I'll put it there and see. It's not that the Volgan, it's like almost like the Volgan's going at a nice pace. Like, and probably someone else would actually prefer him to go slow. But me, it's not like a rush, but it's almost like, it's a bit slow for me to take it in. Like, I want to like hear the, I don't know how to, it's not that I can't perfectly explain why I like listening to it sped up. It's just like my brain processes things quicker, and if it's coming at me slow, I don't retain it. It like fucks with me almost. And I just want to speed it up just a tad bit. I'm going to put it on 1.25. Also, what I have to say about the claw is it's a is it crushing the objects, or is it just like lifting them because it's a telekinetic SCP? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see the test.
Items. Procedure: SCP-2501 used normally as its designed function. Results: Test 1. Item: steel soup can, full, 1 meter distance. Result: destroyed via compression.
Okay, comments. Yeah, it does.
Can crushed to a thickness of 0.08 millimeters. Soup had to be cleaned off of lab equipment. It was recommended that future testing be conducted outside. Test 2. Item:
they didn't like the fact that the soup got everywhere. I understand that. Being a clean freak, I understand that.
Solid steel cylinder,
but it's
diameter
just funny.
8 centimeters, 20 meter distance.
It's just funny that specific detail's in there.
Result: flattened. Comments: cylinder was compressed into a disc measuring 1.6 meters in diameter and a thickness of 2 millimeters.
That's so specific.
Test 3. A 1962 Buick LeSabre decommissioned from light vehicle pool. Distance: 100 meters. Result: destroyed via compression. Comments: car crushed lengthwise to a thickness of 19 centimeters. Test 4. M3 Stuart Light Tank, decommissioned from Mobile Task Force Arsenal. Distance: 200 meters. Result: destroyed via compression. Comments: tank crushed to a thickness of 84 centimeters. Upon further analysis, the steel armor has seemingly fused together due to the extreme heat generated during the process.
Oh, okay.
Test 5. Item: concrete block, 1 meter cubed. Distance: 100 meters. Result: disintegrated. Comments: block exploded violently into fragments. Nothing was found larger than 3 centimeters. Minor injuries sustained by staff. Recommended increasing minimum safe distances. Test 6. Concrete block, 1 meter cubed. Distance: 4 kilometers. Result: failed. Comments: test conducted at night. Block was brightly illuminated in order to aid in testing. User missed target and crushed light fixture instead. Recommended using binoculars and mount stability assist in subsequent range tests.
I love how the details are just like, no, that actually makes sense though, because of like the briefing or breaking it down on like the multiple tests and stuff that someone would mess up during the test. I just love how you have to write it in. That's kind of what I love about writing, or like, you know, just writing these up would be funny, that you have to literally write in failures because it would just make sense. That's what I was talking about earlier, wanting to hear about the things that went wrong.
Test 7. Item: high altitude weather.
I'm hoping it gets a little bit worse.
Balloon. Distance: 32 kilometers. Result: destroyed via compression. Comments: test conducted at night. Large halogen light fixture with sufficient battery life was affixed onto the balloon. Test was successful, however, debris was never found by recovery teams. Extreme range capabilities confirmed.
Okay.
Test 8. Asteroid 1566, Icarus, 2.9 times 10 to the power of 12 kilograms. Distance: perihelion, 0.18 astronomical units, aphelion 1.96 astronomical units. Result: not applicable. Comments: cancelled. Summary: SCP-2501's anomalous properties confirmed. Testing has been suspended indefinitely under O5 command. SCP-2501 is to be placed back in storage immediately.
Okay.
Object class designated as safe for the time being. Additional containment protocols may need to be enacted. SCP-2501 was remitted to a foundation.
Wouldn't additional containment need to be enacted for this, just for the purpose of probably keeping it away from people? I feel like, oh man, I feel like that would have been cool if that was wrote in there, like, because I mean, it can't function on its own. So.
Foundation Logistics Center in an ornate shipping case by an anonymous benefactor. Benefactor is confirmed to have close affiliations to Marshall Carter and Dark Limited, has support.
One sec. Let me pause. Okay, let's continue.
Supported by the item description tag attached to SCP-2501 at the time of delivery, and a note detailing the context of the parcel. Archival document 2501-01. Status: previously sold and in reserve, currently liquidate. Demand: previously high. Value was apparently $500,000 or 303,000 Great British pounds. Availability estimated worldwide 1. Identifier was exclusive item number 21 and in brackets slightly worn condition. Description from Marshall Carter and Dark reads: item is a mechanical gauntlet made specifically to crush objects simply using line of sight. A curious physics bender putting power at your fingertips. Literally. Safety key included with unit. Sold as is. Level 3 access required. Archival document 2501-02. To whom it may concern. I represent a professional community of auctioneers, collectors, and dealers with whom I am certain you are familiar. I am approaching your organization with an item of mutual interest. Details are also included inside the case. Rest assured, this is the right place for it. Understandably, you may have many questions. I am not able to divulge details as it would stand as a conflict of interest towards my colleagues and clients. Still, our motives for this remittance is rather pertinent. Simply put, we are strictly dealers of art and curios, and very rarely there are items that we come across that are not inherently or obviously threatening to that integral distinction. Such is the nature of this item, as valuable as it may be. We at Marshall Carter and Dark Limited feel that it is in our mutual benefit, meaning us as well as the SCP Foundation, that this remain in your safekeeping. We usually retain a level of impartiality for what our clients do or do not do after the closing of a sale. However, in light of a few isolated incidents regarding our clients' intentions with this particular device and their affiliations by and large, it is safe to assume that selling said item would be a poor business decision on our part. Storage also constitutes a problem, as an extreme demand for the item rather interrupts the objectives and stable business of Marshall Carter and Dark Limited. Nobody enjoys being a teller at a bank that is under threat of robbery every waking moment. In short, keeping the item in the inventory is more trouble than it's worth. Exceedingly so. So, for the sake of famous landmarks, monuments, certain nations, our continued enterprise, and quite possibly the sun or moon, we hand this over to persons more experienced and adept at locking things away from the world. Please accept our gift free of charge from us to you. P.S. Included is a box of La Maison du Chocolat and a certificate of store credit in the amount of Great British pounds as a further extension of our gratitude. Forever grateful, Lady Emily Alcott Carter, June 8th, 1968. Items included with the package outside of SCP-2501 itself were recorded and or destroyed. No formal response from the Foundation has been sent regarding this action. Okay. I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. Shout out to the Vulcan again. That was a cool SCP, but I know I've been checking out Keter and stuff mostly. I'm going to say this. When it comes to SCPs like this, and I don't want to over-explain myself, as for the purpose of a reaction video, I just really did not have comments on that. I didn't know really what to say. I didn't really have any comments. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen with every single safe one. But I really care about what I watch. And I want to give some comments. And that, it just felt like I couldn't comment on anything. It felt more like I was just watching a video in class. In a class or something. Or just sitting down watching like a literal briefing on something. And I feel like if I'm going to well, obviously, if I'm going to watch videos, I want to give way more comments, and that's what makes it better about the things that are Keter or Euclid or actually do some damage or have some weird shit going on. Those are the ones I have to stay within the realm of watching on the channel, and these are more like you watch kind of like in the background. Like if I was watching this, I would watch it in the background of like taking a shower or doing some work. Like I have my notepad out right here, so I'd be like sitting here maybe like coming up with ideas for things, writing things down, and have this playing in the background. But this isn't something I can actually turn into a video. And also, I'm not saying someone else couldn't. Someone else probably could add comments. But for me, I feel like when more is actually going down, like, yeah. Like it's almost like in this part, they were almost getting to the point that I was talking about, like seeing it go wrong, talking about like for the safety of monuments and stuff, the sun or the moon. That's why I started kind of reacting when it got here, because I was like, oh, that'd be pretty funny. Or started having things to do. God, what the hell am I even talking about anymore? But yeah, it's like I kind of was expecting to hear like this being used, like weaponized against people and stuff, but or like maybe an accidental someone went rogue with it, started crushing people of the SCP Foundation. Not saying everything has to be completely crazy to be interesting, because this was interesting, but in terms for a video, I'm just gonna end up watching it, and that makes me feel like scummy, like I'm just like re-uploading the video. But nonetheless, hope you enjoyed. Much love in Moonlight. This one was okay, but again, I don't know. It's got to be one that I think if I'm gonna do safe ones, I'm gonna do ones that really catch my attention. I should do that with any video, to be honest. But hope you enjoyed. Much love in Moonlight again, and I'm out of here. Peace.